Joe Biden, former leader of the free world, sat in his bathrobe. Not the presidential one. This one had little ducks. He scratched his head. He felt a powerful urge to wear mouse ears, big ones, and eat a giant turkey leg, like a king. But where? Hunter! He bellowed. Hunter, never one to miss a chance for chaos, stumbled in. "What's up, Pops?" he mumbled. His hair was a mess. Probably slept in his clothes again. Joe grinned. "Hunter, my boy, pack your sunglasses. We're going to Disney World." Hunter raised an eyebrow. "Disney World? Seriously?" Joe nodded, his eyes twinkling. "Gotta meet the people, son. The real Americans. The ones who wear those giant foam fingers." The flight was eventful. Let's just say the flight attendants knew Hunter's name by the end. And not in a good way. But Joe? He was in his element, chatting up the old ladies, telling dad jokes. He even convinced a toddler to trade him a gummy bear for $1. "Best deal I ever made," Joe winked at a horrified Hunter. Disney World was a lot, even for Hunter. The crowds, the screaming kids, the giant talking mice. It was enough to make a guy want to, well, you know. He slipped away from his dad, who was busy arguing with a teenager dressed as Goofy. Time for some grown-up fun. He found it in the most unexpected place, Fantasyland. But not with the princesses. Oh no, with the dwarves. Seems Dopey had a connection. Who knew? One thing led to another, and soon, Hunter was explaining the intricacies of international finance to a very wired Grumpy. Snow White, meanwhile, kept giggling and asking if they had any more of that happy dust. Meanwhile, Joe was lost. Hopelessly, hilariously lost. He wandered through a world of singing dolls, his eyes wide. "This darn Oval Office redecorating is getting out of hand," he muttered, clutching a giant Mickey Mouse pretzel. "Why is everyone speaking Spanish?" The song, that darn catchy repetitive song, was starting to get to him. "It's a small world after all," he mumbled. "Must be why Putin keeps texting me. Thinks we're besties." He tried to call his security detail, but the only person who answered was a very confused child. "Are you my mommy?" the tiny voice asked. Joe sighed. This was going to be a long day. Hunter, high as a kite and feeling very much like Alice down the rabbit hole, stumbled back into the throngs of tourists. He spotted his dad on the It's a Small World ride. Joe was now leading the dolls in a rousing rendition of God Bless America. "Gotta hand it to the old man," Hunter chuckled. "He knows how to make an exit." He decided to skip out on the family reunion. He had a feeling he was about to become very unpopular with a certain dwarf, and possibly the DEA. But hey, at least he had a story for the next family Christmas, assuming they let him back into the country. The end?